Peace. Think fast. You can't enslave intelligent people. It's just impossible, you know what I'm saying, to enslave an intelligent person. Matter of fact, I remember when I was reading and hearing stories of like the slaves in America and about our ancestors in America, our short term history in America. And I was like, bro, if I was one of them slaves, the moment I'd have found out I was in captivity, I'd have been the first Negro running across the gun line, you know what I'm saying? Like getting away and trying to, basically get away from that mind frame, get away from that enslavement, because realizing like, wait, hold on, I don't really have freedom, so let me change the situation. And the same thing with today, you know what I'm saying? Well, although you may not have the chains and whips and master house, you're not living right by master house, but in essence, you know what I'm saying, that you know same type of mind frame and system exists, you know what I'm saying? It's just changed up, and like I say, the chains and things have cease to exist. But you can't enslave intelligent people. And the reason why I'm bringing up this is just kind of shedding light on how, by being traumatized from things like slavery, from this fear programming that they put on us every day, you know what I'm saying? It creates physical as well as spiritual disease of the body. And when you got spiritual and physical disease, that means you're operating from a diseased place. You know what I'm saying? Your actions are diseased in nature. You know what I'm saying? And when you're traumatized, this decrease the ability to uh to get out of trauma, because for one, trauma, and you could look at trauma as the same as stress. But like matter of fact, and you see why the government and certain people do what they do and why they always did what they did, traumatize you, because they understood how stress affects your physical and your spiritual. You know what I'm saying? But when you're in a traumatized state, when you're in a stressed state, your immune system is weak. First thing I go to thinking about was the first and only flu that I ever caught was when right after my father passed away, and the job I had was just basically mentally, like the people and everything around me wasn't conducive for my growth. Like they were trying to mess over me. Everything was just bad, and that all that stress. And oh yeah, I was getting paid $10 an hour. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. In fact, it's like a slave. Like, oh yeah, got that money. Got them chains and whips. Ironically, got the chains and whips. Ah, you got the chains and whips, all right. You know what I'm saying? But even though I had that money and was getting that money, it was like I was still being killed internally and spiritually. But that was the first time I caught a flu, and and had to go to a doctor for it and all this. And I'm like, damn, this is my first time in my life, but I was under so much stress. So that trauma, messes with your immune system and causes disease within your body, and that's like I say, physically and spiritually. So you're throwing off your energy meridians, your chakras not spinning right. You know what I'm saying? That has consequences that come with your chakras not spinning right. You know what I'm saying? Because even down to the trauma of physical things, whether it's being forcefully enslaved, or whether it's eating certain type of foods that mess with your DNA, or it's being in environments with Wi-Fi that throw off the vibrations of your chakras. But it is warfare being placed upon us from all different angles. You know what I'm saying? You just want to realize it and stay smart, because like I said, an intelligent person cannot be enslaved. And that's another reason why they try to keep you dumb, why they want you watching. Ain't nothing wrong with watching TV and looking at movies and indulging in some of these things, but when you locked in and nothing else exists but these TV shows and these movies, then you know what I'm saying, you're not exercising your intelligence. And when you're in that mode, it's the same as like ignoring the fact that you hit them whips. You hear your brethren and sister and getting whipped, for being a slave, for not listening, and but you just like ignoring it. Like, I know we slaves, and I know I'm not helping myself by watching this TV all the time, but hey, let me just do it anyway. And that's gotta break out of that. In which I'm just, just sharing with people. This is a free will universe, and of course, first off, we gotta be the change. You know, be the change we want to see, love ourselves, change ourselves, and then that vibration goes outward. You know what I'm saying? Where we are that example, for other people to look upon. But you know, You don't go around trying to change people. You change yourself first, and then the rest of the change will come. You know what I'm saying? But also, you got this disease and then this acidic mind frame. So like I said, you're operating from a disease state, from a acidic mind frame. And also, when you're traumatized from stress and from all these different chemicals in your food, being stressed out because you're worried about them shooting another brethren, police brutality and all that, all this traumatization and stress forces you to have a diseased mind frame, but it also forces you to get into a mind frame where you're thinking more short term. Because that's another reason why things don't get done and why they forcefully traumatize people, because they know when you're traumatized, you're going to operate in survival mode. Like an animal. An animal, when it's in survival mode, it ain't thinking about long term. It's thinking about how to get out right now. You know what I'm saying? Even though getting out right now might not help me long term or help my family members and stuff. I just need to get out right now. How get out right now? You know what I'm saying? And that's the disease mind frame of thinking like, oh yeah, well, they want to start a revolution and we gonna shoot back, and oh yeah, we gonna fight back, and that's what they like. Come on, like they got their cards ready. I'm talking about in place for you to to give into that lower vibration. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they do that. They traumatize you and forcing you to be put into a area you know of short-term reaction, you know what I'm saying? Where instead of thinking long-term and building up into a revolution, you're thinking short-term and like, well, man, now I need a gun, and now I need. Matter of fact, and you see how that own traumatization has you, being a menace to your own society, like the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like the movie, like where you're a menace to your society because you're being traumatized. Another thing too, where you're being traumatized by a person. Also, this what makes it worse. Where and that don't mean to go after that person, but it is even worse, you know what I'm saying, when you're being traumatized by somebody, but you're so traumatized and so scared of the person that's throwing the trauma towards you and oppressing you that you rather beat your wife and your abuse your husband or wife, your spouse, or you rather abuse your children than to go to your inner self and correct your inner universe, or correct that person oppressing you. In which, like I said, that's not what I'm saying to do, but I'm saying that's what makes it even worse is that you're not even going to the roots of your problem. At least if you're gonna operate from a low vibration, at least operate, what would be called smartly from that lower vibration, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least don't whip up on your own family and yourself, you know what I'm saying? Go address that oppressor, or, that person that's traumatizing, you know what I'm saying? But even that is not the solution, in the essence of, it's all about your inner workings. It's all about long-term planning, being healthy, you know what I'm saying? Cleaning up yourself on a health level, spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, back to meditation, you know what I'm saying? uh Matter of fact, also raising yourself up spiritually and getting true spiritual knowledge, because a lot of this traumatization is keeping people in religions that no longer serve them. When I mean no longer serving them, I mean it's a fact that God lives within us. You know what I'm saying? As much as people want to place God in the sky, a lot of these religions do that, purposely to remove your power. That's why the Bible made the Adam and Eve story where you bite the fruit dealing with the serpent to scare you away from your kundalini and get knowledge, you know what I'm saying? So, it's all these things to scare you away from things that'll help you, you know what I'm saying? But it takes a long term, build up, to change things. It's not gonna happen overnight, but that's why they keep traumatizing and and harming, our physical, mental, and spiritual, because it makes us operate like an animal, like a little survival mode. Matter of fact, throwing our root chakra off, our root chakra, fight or flight, dealing with fear, you know what I'm saying? Throws our root chakra off and have you operating out of fear. Matter of fact, they even, you know, use those colors dealing with the flag, the red, dealing with that fear, that blue, that voice of. Matter of fact, you can look at red, white, and blue. I don't know about the white, but the red and blue is the voice of fear. Blue, your throat chakra. Red, dealing with fear, as far as the way you know the government use those colors, dealing with what they do. Like, you got the Republicans, Democrats, that illusion of choice. They both use those colors, fear and and speech, throat chakra energy. But just realizing that changing health, you know, cleaning up things spiritually, not being trolled by these fearful programs. Stay away from this news, you know what I'm saying? Like dwelling on the news. Matter of fact, 'cause that's another uh ill-informed way, or ill-informed, how can I say, like a wrong, I ain't gonna say wrong way to approach consciousness, in the essence of thinking like you gotta watch the news, like matter of fact, or worrying about if the earth is flat or not all the time, and whether 9/11 was an inside job. I mean, it's cool to have knowledge of all these things, you know what I'm saying? But by sitting down and dwelling on these things, that you playing right back into the pocket again. And now it's even worse because you think you're being smart, you think you're doing something, and you're still not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's cool to find out these facts about this situation, but how is that helping you spiritually if you're not meditating, you know what I'm saying, doing the proper things to your inner universe? Instead you worrying about, like I say, ain't nothing wrong with having the knowledge of it, but you just dwell on, well, yeah, giants rule the earth, and I don't know if they, used to have giant trees, and the earth could be hollow, man. I'm gonna sit down and figure, I mean, but before I even, to each his own, is a free will universe. Do as you please, you know what I'm saying? But, if we're trying to work towards a healthy change, you know what I'm saying, we need to, do that in a healthy way, you know what I'm saying, in an intelligent way. Because back to the beginning of the video, you cannot enslave intelligent people. It's basically impossible, you know. Like if you have a certain level of intelligence, matter of fact, the only way to enslave that intelligent person would be to, like triple up on your intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Well, or that person would have to, that oppressor, whoever, would have to triple up on their intelligence to, enslave an intelligent person. Like matter of fact, like you gotta prepare, like how some people got the expression, you gotta prepare harder than that to get one over on me. You know what I'm saying? But in that same instance, but that's all I wanted to bring up. In matter of fact, and like I said, it's not about changing out. Don't change. You can't change nobody. It's a free will universe. You know what I'm saying? That's a waste of energy trying to, worry about somebody else and change somebody else in that instance. That's why I like YouTube videos. Is like one of the best platforms in essence to help people, because I mean, it's the words and things are just out there. I'm not like, this video is not forcefully being broadcast on your TV. Like, you have a choice to, go to Universal Frequency's YouTube channel and, go see what I'm talking about. Come see what I'm talking about. You have the choice to neglect what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So even with me speaking on, bettering ourselves and stuff like this, I'm not trying to forcefully change you. I'm just speaking up on it, so maybe you could grasp on a few seeds and, plant that within your inner self and let that grow. You know what I'm saying? To help change, everything. Because by changing our inner selves, we change our outer universe. It's like vibrational Wi-Fi. We start vibrating on a higher level, it becomes hard for lower vibrations to exist around us. Matter of fact, even to the fact where I'm about to tune in on that note, but like where I remember being on the beginning of my spiritual growth, like where I'd be talking to somebody about something like spiritual and all this, and I could tell somebody who's on a lower vibrational level just feeling super uncomfortable, like them little demons inside them, like almost like a devil in church, like devil in church, but like almost like, man, I don't want to hear none of this. I don't need to be around this, man. It's getting hot in here. I'm about to soon melt. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. When you raise your vibration, you know what I'm saying? Those lower vibrations cannot exist around you. And when you raise your vibration, people like, all right, I seen so and so, man. He living and doing good. He barely, he don't stress. He don't get mad no more. Like, what he doing? Being that example for other people to see, and then they ask, oh, well, what you do for this, and what kind of crystals, what them crystals do, or what kind of food I need to eat, you know what I'm saying? That's how it, opens up that door. But it's not going around like, hey everybody, you eat meat, you stupid, you sheeple. You need to, you know what I'm saying? In which we all had that case of kind of getting a little arrogant and kind of, in essence, upset about the state of, the state of people consciousness, and the consciousness around you. But you quickly realize that being that vibrational source. As a matter of fact, the more you resonate with source, the more you resonate with looking at, not saying looking at everything as your personal creation, but you look at everything as being one with you. And it's like, I don't want to control, I don't want to be controlled, so I'm not about to go around trying to control people. I'm not going to go around trying to change people. I'm going to change myself. You know what I'm saying? You start to see, well, the teachings of the Christ consciousness, it was really about, what I'm saying, is being the change, want to see, allowing source to live within the internal temple, and then that light will shine outside, what I'm saying, the Helios Biblios, the Son of God, and the angles of light shining, what I'm saying, turning back to light and letting your light shine instead of cursing out the dark. Light up a candle, what I'm saying, and by lighting up a candle, you eliminating the dark. And you didn't have to waste energy cursing it out. It's so beautiful. Truly beautiful. Truly beautiful. Like my brother Manny Fresh, that is truly beautiful. You know? How you love that? But before I get catching cash money flashbacks, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a Louisiana person, can't help it. But matter of fact, that's funny. You know, that vehicle. That temple actually, that's why I treat my tattoos and stuff. This my hieroglyphs of my temple. See, thi- this one I had a Christian. This one the temple was under Christian rule. And then this is when the temple got under back to its Kemetic roots. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell a story, but peace, happy now. Just remember to be the change you want to see. Intelligent people cannot be enslaved, so just stay intelligent. Stop being trolled by these fear programs, by the news. Start eating healthier, meditating. You know what I'm saying? Doing all these things to uplift that light within. And be the change you want to see. Be vibrational Wi-Fi, so somebody else could, catch on to that vibration. Not being an energy mule and letting people take away from you, but letting people, see what your vibration about to try to match that vibration. But peace, happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course, and we're not going too far in the future, not going too far in the past. But right now, peace.